Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are continuing with the basics of Python for data science. So let's begin. So basically before moving ahead, let's get back to some basic concepts like the basic important features of Python. So what we have to remember is Python is an open source, it is an interpreted language, then it is cross-platform, that is it is compatible to Windows, Linux, OS and Mac. Then it supports object-oriented programming language. Then it is a great choice for new learners. It is extensible, interactive and helps in database connectivity like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. Okay, so next thing is identifiers. So what are identifiers? So in Python, variables, functions, classes, modules and objects are identified using a name known as an identifier. Okay, so basically identifier can start with an uppercase or lowercase character or an underscore followed by any number of underscores, letters and digits. All identifiers in Python are case sensitive. Okay, so this statement is straightforward. You can go ahead with the screen and pause it and have a look. Okay, so example of identifier is weight is equal to 10. So here weight acts as an identifier. Okay, so next is the keyword. So what are keywords? In Python there are specifically reserved words. Okay, so these words are known as keywords. Okay, for example, if, else, else if, for, where, break, continue, etc. Okay, so next is variables. So what are variables? Variables are like containers for data, like they hold the value of the whatever we are feeding it, okay, throughout the program. So how to declare a variable? So here's an example, variable name, literal value, etc. So here weight is equal to 10. Here weight acts as a variable. So let's get back to a Jupyter notebook here. Okay, so for example, if I mention a variable, for example a is equal to 10, and let's consider the type of a. So here a is equal to 10. Here 10 is stored in a variable known as a and the type of variable is int. Okay, now same thing, a is equal to, let's say, data tech info. Now type of a is string because we are storing it as a string. Now as you can observe, previously we had stored a is equal to 10, that is an integer. Now we are storing the string. So basically because of this, Python is known as dynamically typed language. So okay, so a variable takes in some value, we can assign the same variable to some other value. Okay, now if I print the a, it should give data tech info, right? And previously, now if I again go back here and print the a, it will give 10. So because of this, it is known as dynamically typed language. Okay, so in above example, now we learned about the variables. Now we are going to study about why Python is dynamically typed language. So in the similar case, like whatever we studied now with respect to a, so in the similar case they have given some other example, number is equal to 65 and number is equal to a. So in such scenarios, the data type of variable is decided automatically at the time of execution based on the value assigned to it. Because of this, Python is known as dynamically typed language. Okay, next is input function. So what is input function? Suppose if you want a user to give the input, then you can use this function, and we can go back to the Jupyter notebook to solve some example. For example, a is equal to input, and you can give as into your name. So here you can give your name, sorry, okay, so let's modify this a little bit. So here you can see you can give the input in such scenarios. Okay, in other cases, if you specify, okay, if you specify just the input, it always takes as the form of string. For example, now if you check the type of a, it is always string. Okay, even if you give the number, it is always string. But if you specify the type of data that you want to feed in, then it doesn't take it. Okay, for example, enter your name. If I give this string, it throws an error. Okay, now enter the number. Now if I give, it will take the input. Okay, so whatever you specify here, it takes as an input, and whatever, if you don't specify the data type, then it takes as a string input. Okay, so this is the thing about the input. Let's head back to the PPT. So input provides Python provides the input built-in function to read an input from the user using the standard input device. Okay, that is the keyboard, whatever user gives the input. Okay, the input function always returns a string data irrespective of the type of data entered through the keyboard. So whatever, as I told you, irrespective of the data, it always takes a string. Okay, next is the print function. Okay, so let's head back here. So what is print? It is used to print anything. For example, welcome to the future. So it prints the statement. So in such scenarios, we use the print statement. Suppose you are stating some variables, a is equal to 10, b is equal to any. Then if you want to print both these things, then you can print like this, or you can print it in a different way. Like you can use two print statements and you can print it. Okay, so this is how you can make use of print statement. You can also give directly the input here. Let's check. Yeah, it's working. Okay, see, like this you can ask the user to print the name, and it directly prints the name. Okay, so this is how print statement is used. So Python provides, let's get back to the theoretical session. Like Python provides the print built-in function to display the output onto the standard output device, that is the monitor. Okay, syntax of print is variable name, variable to, and okay, here are two things that you need to understand, and separator. Okay, now for example, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10. Now suppose you want to print using a separator a comma b using the separator is equal to colon. Oh, just a sec. Select space. See, so here separator acts as a whatever like the difference like differentiating the values of a and b. Like it gives the space, like whatever separator you are mentioning. Suppose if I give here hyphen, then hyphen will be given here. Okay, so in this way separator acts. Now suppose end statement. Now if I want to give a is equal to Ani, and let's take my name is, and b is equal to Ani, then you are using print in case of a, and then you are printing b. But if you want to concatenate b to a, then in such cases what you can do is you can use end, give a space. So it prints my name is Ani. If you don't give the end, then what it does is it prints on the two different lines. But if you use end, then it joins the statement, like the next print statement, it joins to the previous one. Okay, so this is the use of print. Now if I don't give the space, then it doesn't give the space. Okay, so this is how it works in case of print. So what we have learned is what are identifiers, what are variables, then how input works, then how to use type. So type specifies the data type of whatever you are passing. Next is print statement, how to use print, then how to use the end and the separator in case of print statement. So and this is the basic concepts that we have learned today. So in the next sessions we will study about the operators. Okay, so till then stay tuned and thank you. Bye bye.